What's up, guys? It's your girl Di, and I'm back again with another video. And today I'm going to be showing you how I do V cuts on acrylic nails. So let's get right into it. And I did want to say this video, I'm doing a demonstration on how someone that's a beginner doing V cuts would do this. Someone more professional would, or that works faster, will do it a faster way. And I'll get to that. I'll explain more about that when I get to that part. As you can see, I laid down my first bead and I worked it down the nail, and I'm just kind of letting it set a little bit before I kind of like move it all the way down the nail. And I'm making sure I push in those sides so my nail won't get fat, and that's very important to make sure that acrylic is being pushed over, because if you don't, then there is no point to shape before you lay your acrylic. So I'm going to be using this X-Acto knife. I did get it from Amazon. But before you use it, you're going to want to stick it in some type of clear acrylic or whatever acrylic you have, so that it's not sticking to the acrylic that you're going to cut. And as you can see, I cut it before it fully set, and I cut it so that what's left will look like a V. And you want to be very gentle when you're cutting it. You don't want to indent the actual V part of the acrylic nail. So just got to be careful with that, and just, scrape off the edges as, much as you can without touching that acrylic that's left on the nail. Now, if you're more professional or you work pretty fast, before you cut that V, you want to go in and finish that nail out, finish building it up, putting it up towards the cuticle area. But since I was, gearing this video to beginners, I want to show you guys the way without doing the whole nail, because typically beginners work slower. And if you end up doing that whole nail as a beginner, the nail is going to be fully dry. You're not going to be able to cut it. So, moving on to the next nail, I'll just repeat the same process, but on this nail, I'm going to go in with a little bit more acrylic in that area than what I did on the first nail, and I'll show you, and I'll tell you why when I come to that step. After you let the V cuts fully set, you just go in with your hand file and crisp up that V shape as much as you can. And I also crisp up the edges on the nail before I go in with my next color. Now, after you file it, you definitely want to make sure you go in and get all that dust off before you go in with more acrylic. And I just take my white acrylic and just add a nice little amount on each side. And typically, I like to do enough to where it's going to line up with the V shape. Now that you have your white acrylic laid and to form the actual V cut for the acrylic nail, just go back in, finish up the nail towards the top of the nail, build it up as much as you need to, or if you don't really want to build it up much, that's fine. But if you don't build the nail up, you're gonna have to file and then go back in with clear acrylic and file again. So it's best to try to build it up as much as you can. But as a beginner, you're probably not gonna want to do that. So just go ahead and take the long road and just get enough acrylic on there, file it, and go back in and build it up with the clear. After you add your white acrylic and you let it fully set, you just go in and file the nail. You're going to want to file until you see your V and it's, very crisp. So if it's, still looks like, if you can't tell it's a V or and it still looks like acrylic is on there, you're going to need to continue to file. And when you're doing this step, you want to be careful so that you don't break it if you didn't build it up just yet. And after this step, you will be going in, you will want to dust it off and clean it off again and go on with your clear if you didn't build it up. But I pretty much built it up on this nail, but that other nail I didn't build it up and it broke while I was filing it. So that's one thing to keep in mind. And that's why you see me going in with extra of the nude acrylic on this hand to build up the nail a little bit thicker. After I file a shape, I just take my buffer and buff it just a little bit. I go in with my gel top coat and then I'm done. And if you made it to the end of this video, I thank you so much for watching. Please give this video a thumbs up if you learned anything. And please comment if there's anything that you would like to see me do on this channel. So thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you guys in another one. Bye.